Good morning or afternoon, depending on what time you are listening to this podcast, and welcome to yet another episode of Do Geese Have Udders, the show where we ask the unanswered and answer the unasked, looking at news and online stuff too. I'm Michael Gooch, and as always, I'm joined by my good friend Matthew Thompson. You right, Matt?
I'll give it 5 minutes.
Good. Then let's start the show. Matt, what's this story about you getting kicked out of That's Matt, what are you doing? Stop vaping. Trying to talk to
Sorry,
Matt.
carry on.
What's this story about? Was it this year or last year? You didn't get kicked out of DJing, but you made the DJ angry by playing a particular song.
Oh, I know what he's on about. Do you want me to elaborate?
Yeah.
Go on.
So the club we went to, where we went in Brighton.
So this is if you've forgotten already. So Matt does some DJing.
Yeah.
And
this is the next episode.
Yeah, I mean we can put your SoundCloud or SoundCloud you use, isn't it? Or something.
You
use something.
Michgoo.
That's the one. We can put links to that in the description if you're curious of checking it out. What was one of your playlist album things called? Wasn't it
Drum and Bass to Drink Beers Too?
That's the one. Yeah, we'll link that definitely in the comments below. Yeah, and you performed somewhere, or you played somewhere, and you said that the guy wasn't very happy at the end or something like that.
No, I made a deal with the promoter.
And this was in Brighton?
Yeah. I mean, he's a good mate of mine. But I was sending him some mixes. I was like, I'm thinking about playing this thing, and he was like, yeah, all good. And then I sent him one that used that Land Down Under remix that's been in the charts recently. And he's strongly opposed to that kind of bringing pop culture into what is an underground genre of music. I love it. I think it's brilliant.
It works best.
Yeah, I think it's such a good thing. Go ahead, remix your Britney Spears, your Georgia Smiths, your Land Down Unders, whatever. Do it, man.
Whatever
I think
floats your boat.
If you can make it work in a set, then why not, right? Anyway, I made a deal with him. He was like, "Yeah, I'll give you this set so long as you don't play Land Down Under." And I was like, "Well, I've got to play it now, mate." So I played it, and I mean, I was 3/4 of the way through my set at this point, and
how long was your set?
It was just under an hour. It was supposed to be an hour, but the club ended up closing an hour earlier, so everyone had a little bit of time.
Was that because you played Land Down?
Yeah, it was my bad. It was my bad. I'm sorry, everyone. But no, yeah, I didn't really get into the groove of it because sometimes that's I wasn't drunk enough, and I was using equipment that I was really unfamiliar with because I'm used to Tractor or Pioneer mixes.
Well, I take it you didn't take your own stuff that's
No. I took my own headphones and USB, and that was it. But they have this thing called an Allen and Heath mixer, which is trying to, I don't know, it's trying to fry bacon with a frying pan in a microwave.
That's yeah. I've never used one of these
It's
before,
impossible.
but now I can picture it before. It's definitely not.
I mean, having said that, if you're from the 90s, you could probably, if you were growing up in the 80s and the 90s, you could probably work it out, right?
Yeah.
But not our generation.
If you've been brought up on something else instead.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it was weird equipment, but I ended up playing this song, and then literally halfway through playing it, he comes up and screams in my ear, "Oh, I thought I told you not to play this."
I remember that.
And I was like, yeah, don't care, mate. And it was actually at that point where I started getting into the groove of things because I was like, I don't care anymore. I'm just gonna play whatever I want.
And I remember when you played the song, it was the most song people danced.
Yeah,
to.
everyone came back in.
Everyone came up and actually started dancing.
Yeah.
So you made people have a good time, and the guy was just
made everyone have a good time.
Well, apart from the.
I think he found it funny afterwards. To be fair. He was shaking his head I don't rate that, and I was like, yeah, well, it's done now.
Look at the people; they're dancing away. They're enjoying themselves.
Exactly. Yeah.
Well, it's a good story. Got any plans for any upcoming gigs?
Well, I don't really put myself out there, to be honest. I'd love to DJ more, but I also am quite happy just playing with my mates in Pirate and playing a couple parties here and there that people throw and. That's my jam. I'm
happy with the small stuff.
Exactly. Like I say, I'd love to play bigger things, but also I don't care that I'm not. So
that's good. That's a lovely story. So if you were at that club in Brighton,
they weren't. There was not many people.
Tiny story time from work. I just want to know how you guys would have reacted in this situation. I'm in the kiosk at work. A lady has come with a lotto ticket. She has said to me, I've got 2 numbers. I've won a free lucky dip. And I say, okay. I put it through the system. And like you just drop the ticket in and like it does all the computer.
Oh, your place
jazz.
does sell tickets?
It does, yeah.
Okay.
For lotto tickets, yeah. And so just drop the ticket in and it literally tells you what it's won. It's very quick. It's very, accurate. Put a ticket through, comes up with, ticket's not a winner. I say to the woman, sorry, it's not a winner, I'm afraid. She says, why? What are you supposed to say in that situation as opposed to, well, your numbers haven't won?
Technology.
She has come at me and just gone, this ticket is a winner. I've gone, no, it's not. And she's gone, why?
That's what you do. You sneeze in her face.
So grim.
Bless you.
Thank you.
Yeah, I guess no answer to that. But just a small story from.
I would say, I'm really sorry.
Are we doing this? Okay. Yeah.
I'm really sorry, madam.
I don't care. I won.
You have my most sincere apologies.
I won the ticket. Look.
Why?
Give me the money.
Why is my number not one?
Mine, my husband.
You're a beautiful young lady.
Oh, thank you. But where's my money?
She was like 60.
I can see the moon reflecting in your eyes.
Okay, can I speak to your manager?
You have really nice shoes on.
I'm wearing flip-flops.
Is that a bottle of wine in your hand? Have you got plans for tonight?
You call me an alcoholic.
Have you got ID?
It's a bottle of blood.
If you don't, then you should come back to mine.
All right, well, I'm
So
turned on.
that's not how you react. Here's a question for you.
That's just rude.
Oh, sorry.
Can't believe this. I quit.
Here's a question for both of you, being enjoyers of musical things. We obviously know when you die. In today's modern age, lots of things can happen to you. Like you can be turned into like a little diamond thing. You can be like turned into like not fertilizer for a tree, but like there's some pod or something. Your corpse can go in and a tree grows out of it. Loads of weird things. I think you can be shot into space now, apparently. But something someone has done, I think, in the US, but could be wrong because I've only got the headline really, is apparently you can now have your ashes turned into a playable vinyl record when your day comes.
That's pretty dope.
That's like 5
That
years
is
old.
pretty dope.
So my question to you is, what song would be on that record that is made from your dead body?
Thompson, you first.
Thompson, what song would... well, you got to imagine that. I mean, you got to imagine that, you're at the wake or whatever it is. Instead of your body being rolled out, it's, right, we're going to put the record on. It's what Matt would have wanted. What song's playing?
X Gon' Give It To You. That would be my song.
Yeah, I can see that. Yeah,
Or
that'll work.
If that isn't PG enough, Pursuit of Happiness. That would also be a good song to play at my funeral.
Pursuit of Happiness. What's Pursuit of Happiness?
Touch a bit, little bit, turn around, take a hit.
I'll have to wait till the wake.
It's off a film, the
funeral.
film that's based on a true story where he threw a house party.
Oh, I think I do know the one you're talking about. Yeah.
Tell me what you know about dreams. Oh, you're going to copyright too much.
Matt, what song would you have your body turn into?
I think it's one of two options, to be honest. I think it will either be Space Jam or
good choice,
Come on and slam. I'm talking to the jam.
Or it will be that tune A Punk. I don't actually know who it's by, but like
I don't know.
When I used to have Apple Music, or when you play Spotify alphabetically, it is always the first tune that plays. And I just like to traumatize people who would have been my friend by putting myself into that tune. So every time they go on like, oh, I'll just play Spotify and they don't have it on shuffle, they'll just hear that and immediately think of me. Oh, okay. I've got a question for you guys, actually.
Well, I'll say mine very quickly. Mine would just be, if it's an honest answer, probably Tracy Chapman, Fast Car, because I really like that song.
Aww.
If not, just to really mess with people, I just like Carly Rae Jepsen, Call Me Maybe. Just like something just really something that does not go at all with having your body turn into a record. Matt, carry on.
Yeah. I would. I've got a question for you guys, actually.
Yeah, go ahead.
So, assuming that you didn't get yourself turned into a vinyl.
Yeah.
Because vinyls are they're pretty delicate things. If you leave them out in the sun, they warp, they can snap, they disintegrate. If you use the wrong needle, they get scratched. All these.
You can use them as a frisbee once, and that's usually
Yeah,
it.
exactly.
Yeah.
You know.
Never owned a vinyl. Would not leave it in the sun if I did.
I've got vinyls.
Yeah,
I've got some vinyls
accidentally
at home.
left walking on the moon in the sun, and now it sounds like giant steps. Oh, watch it.
Got some Perry Como and Simon and Garfunkel somewhere.
So my question is, assuming you didn't get
my
yourself.
dad's got Do the Bartman somewhere. He's got loads of like records of stuff. Anyway.
My question is, assuming you didn't turn yourself into a vinyl, what would you want done if like in your afterlife, if you could have anything done in form of a commemoration?
So
what
is
would
this
you do?
taking into account the stuff like I briefly mentioned at the beginning? You know, all these new stuff you can do, like going to a tree, blast into space.
Anything you want,
absolutely
literally anything. In your ideal world, if you had unlimited money, funds, no
would I
rules,
want with
what would you want to
my
do?
dead body?
I would have a curry with a mystery meat in it that no one knows what it is, but you can't see my legs in the casket.
I don't know what. Do you have any idea what he just meant?
We're gonna have it's called a Thompson-do, and it's
Wait, so you already know what this is?
yeah.
He's already spoken to you about
Thompson
this.
wants his thighs to be cooked in a vindaloo sauce.
Yeah.
I you know, if it made you happy knowing that when you die, I will consume your legs.
It would have to be a really spicy curry.
Yeah.
Why?
So no,
Just
I'm
why, to
going
annoy
in
me?
painfully and I'm going out the same way, irritating you.
Well, that's,
It's good stuff.
So wait, oh god, that's weird. Mine was gonna be, you know, I know that I said it, but I'd quite happily have my ashes like blasted into space to let them scatter
How
like,
original.
throughout the universe. Oh, sorry, mine is not original as I want my thighs turned into a curry. That's weird. That's nuts. Yourself though, Matt? Or do you want to be a part of Matt's curry?
You can be part of
No curries. No curries.
No curries for you.
That's
quite funny.
I was actually thinking about this earlier. You know, it's kind of peak. I would have, and I suppose it exposes my nerd side. I would.
Well, you're talking to two fellow nerds here. So
There you
yeah,
go.
it's
Yeah.
in
So,
the right place.
do you know what dolmen is?
Dolmen.
Yeah. Do either of you know what a dolmen is?
Is this the guy? It's like something on YouTube called like
Nope.
Danger Dolmen. Is that something different? No.
That's Danger Dolan.
Oh, that too. Yeah. The answer is no, unless I am reminded of what it is.
A dolmen is like a Neolithic tomb. So, the way that the Neoliths would indicate that someone was of specific significance to a community was they would either bury them in a mound. So there's a lot of tumulars or like they call them tumors, but they're basically like
Mounds.
mass burial mounds near Stonehenge, which is a sign of like a significant family, right?
Yep.
But if you weren't near Stonehenge, what a lot of the other Neoliths in the country did, in fact, all over Europe, there's evidence of it, or like as far as Turkey, they built these things called dolmens, which is essentially like a grave with a big rock over the top of it on the floor, and then you have like two standing stones either side, holding up a roof stone, and it's really, really cool. And it's essentially like, imagine it's like a kennel made out of stone for a human.
Oh, I know the type of thing you mean.
Yeah, I mean, if we look it up quick, we can cut this. We can cut this bit out.
You just want a tomb.
Yeah, he literally wants to.
He just wants a tomb.
No, well, this is the twist, right?
Isn't that like a crypt or something?
Yeah, very similar to a crypt.
What's the twist?
That he's going to be a curry inside.
Oh,
Yeah,
I've
just
spelled
be
it
buried
wrong.
with him.
There's just going to be a bit. So he doesn't want to become a curry. He wants to be buried.
That's a dolmen.
with a curry. Oh right, he's showing it to you. Okay, right. So yeah, so it's literally more. It's like a ye olde crypt, B-Tech crypt.
Yeah.
That's what it is,
Stonehenge.
yeah. They're like made out of actual rocks as opposed to like carved into proper shapes.
Not enough
No,
rocks.
exactly. Yeah,
Not
just
enough rocks.
quarried rock, and then it's
Money's
just
not a problem
erected.
here. Remember, he's
Yeah.
going to get these rocks from wherever.
Oh, okay.
So what I'd
wanna
do
be a
is
planet.
I'd buy a nice, not a particularly big field, you know, a nice small little field in an outcrop in a woodland by a stream,
Little patch of land.
and I would erect a dolmen there. Now, here's the catch: I wouldn't actually bury myself in there. I get my ashes scattered in that field, and then I'd leave the dolmen there as the equivalent of a gravestone, right?
Mm-hmm.
And then I would also buy a leasehold on the land for 999 years, which is the maximum time you can buy a leasehold for, unless like the property
You live
belongs to
longer
someone.
than that,
It's like
or-
there's like weird rules, yeah. And I would leave that land to a family member or like my friends or whatever. And I just like to like have that knowledge that if my mates ever wanted to go somewhere peaceful when I'm gone, they can come and chill out with me.
And go and sit on your ashes.
Yeah, go sit on my ashes and like see this cool rock and have a nice little piece of land where they can go have a picnic.
Here. Whoa, you're sitting on Matt. Well, move over there a bit.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
I kind of think it's kind of. I mean, maybe it's
quite
morbid.
It's quite spiritual.
But
well, yeah, compared to mine.
Yeah,
I mean,
sorry, cutting your
would
thighs
you
up
rather
and shoving
eat
them
your
in a
friend's
curry.
leg?
I changed my mind. I want to turn myself into a canoe.
Yeah, I back that. I actually back that. I bet you've got good bone marrow as
Into
well.
a proper canoe,
You've
though?
definitely got like medium to good bone
Do you
marrow.
want us to just like hollow out your innards and just sit in you and just float you
I
down
can
the
imagine your skull at the front as well.
river?
Yeah, of course, with the eyes in it.
Yeah, with the eyes, keeping the hair. Yeah.
Crushing him into the riverbank. Yeah.
His feet bones just like at the back.
It's
Just scraping the water. Yeah. So Matt, thanks for coming down to our shed. You've been the first guest of season 3.
It's all right.
What a privilege.
It is a nice privilege. I mean, he still actually thought we were in the middle of season 2, but that's
Adorable.
We'll move
doesn't
past
matter.
it.
Doesn't
We'll move
matter.
past it.
And I don't know if you know the tradition about having a new guest or the first time someone's been in the shed.
You're not going to touch me, are you?
Not that type of tradition.
Alright, turn around and unzip you. I think I've broken my headphones. I'm not hearing anything in these.
So,
Well, I heard that, mate.
I genuinely think I've broken my headphones.
because you've now been on the show, you do get your Do Geese of Udders
Oh, mate.
little pin badge.
I'm actually going to keep this really safe, you know.
No, you see, I was
Yeah.
going to joke about it. I mean, feel free to wear it like Darius does on a daily basis, or
Does he actually?
or
Yeah,
not
I've
on a daily
seen it.
basis. I think he wears it when he comes down here though, or just toss it in a drawer and never see it again.
Yeah.
Entirely up to you. But yeah, that's yours. Yeah, we'd love to have you back at some point. But also because you are a guest on our show, you do get the opportunity. Would you like to read the outro?
What is the outro?
I have
It's
the
like
outro
an
here.
intro, but it's an outro.
It's also kind of now mandatory, seeing as every other guest has actually read the outro. So
Do they put their own spin on it? Or is it-
if you want.
well, if you mean by spin on it, Will messed it up a dozen times and kept pointing at my grammar. Then yeah, but
We'll give it a... That's quite a long outro. Hey, thanks for listening to our podcast. Don't forget to give that follow or subscribe button a click so you don't miss out on future episodes. And why not check out our Twitter and Discord too, where we post updates, behind the scenes stuff and just general other news about the show. Links in the description below. Got any topics or questions you think need a proper answer or yet to have even be asked? What? Excuse me? Thompson, did you write this?
No, I did not write this.
Let me give this one again. Have you got any topics or questions you think need a proper answer that may have never been asked before? Be sure to tweet us or drop them in the comments below. Until next time.